So our next one is hands-on engineering activities by Dr. Clive Lee. He's going to take a few minutes and tell us what's on his mind.
Hello, everybody. I'm Clive Lee, instructor of engineering science and advisor of STEM Club. I'm going to make it very fast, but I still need the presentation on. I know we are running out of time.
You're having such a wonderful time, Dr. Lee, with all this good information that we have.
Okay, we have students using hand tools, power tools, and automated tools to work on projects, to build stuff. We also have them to work on research projects in the lab. In the picture over here, you can see that they work in the lab. I'm going to introduce next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Oh, yeah, this is good. By the end of the year, we have the students to present their work. So we have kind of a symposium by the end of June every year. Next slide, please. So let me give you some of the projects that we worked on. We'll build rockets. We 3D print the rockets and we launched them. Early this August, like 2 weeks ago, our student actually got certified for high power rocketry. Next, please. So this is another project. When you go shopping, you go to, you get into the supermarket and you realize that they banned the plastic bags. However, when you go to the produce area, they still providing the bags. Those are the compostable one. But those bags, once you use it, you don't know what to do with it, and those bags doesn't fit in a standard size garbage can. So our students we all came up with the idea of making those bag holders. So as you can see over there, it can hold a plastic bag, and we can use that as garbage bag. We can put it outside or inside of the kitchen cabinet. It is designed by our student, and it is manufactured at HCCC, and I'm very proud to say that this product is made in HCCC. Next, please. At the very beginning of the pandemic, before we all get vaccinated, many of us afraid of touching the doorknobs or pushing the elevator keys, or after shopping, paying credit card, afraid of pressing keys. So we came up with an idea of having an antimicrobial gadget that can help students that can help people to open doors without touching with their hands. It is antimicrobial, so we don't have to worry about the germs that can transfer from the doorknob to the finger. It is designed by our students. It is manufactured at HCCC, and I'm very proud to say that this product is made in HCCC. Next, please. At the beginning, we want to know who is having a fever, because that is part of the symptom of the COVID. Of course, we use the thermometer, but it's not efficient enough. For example, in a middle school, when you have 400 people getting into the building, within 10 minutes, it's difficult to measure. So we came up with an idea of making the thermochromic ring. That's what I'm wearing now. If you have a fever, this ring will turn pink. If so, you just show your hand. If it's black, you're normal in temperature. If it's pink, that means you have a fever. So we actually measure it, mimicking it by just putting this ring surrounding the test tube and slowly increase the temperature. We find out that 37 degrees Celsius is the activating temperature. So it's quite accurate. It is designed by our students. It is manufactured at HCCC. And I'm very proud to say this product is made in HCCC. Next, please. We also work on other projects. For example, we do hydroponic growth. That means growing a plant without soil. Next, please. So what do we do? What do students do after they work on the projects? We go to the conference and present our work. And sometimes we are lucky. So we got the best poster prizes in the conference. This took place at Bergen Community College. Next, please. We got the first place in engineering, and this took place at Rutgers University. Next, please. At the American Chemical Society Conference, our student won the first place in chemistry, and that took place at Seton Hall. Next, please. We got the third place in a conference. I think the first place and second place is from Pennsylvania and New York, but we get some prize. Next, please. Some conference, they don't offer prize, so we just showcase our work. So we actually went to showcase our work in the State House in Trenton, showcase our work to assemblymen and other politicians. We have fun. Next, please. Not only students can benefit from it, a mentor or faculty also get benefit from it. For example, we published a paper in a scientific journal. Underlying there, it says, Department of STEM, Hudson County Community College. Yes, we published paper in scientific journal. Next, please. Sometimes I feel very rewarding, especially I get the certificate. This is from the New Jersey STEM Pathway Network. That is part of the New Jersey R&D Council. And it says, for your leadership in STEM education and workforce development. And I'm very happy to receive that. In that year, in 2019, 3 people in New Jersey received it, and I was one of them. I was happy. Next, please. I would like to thank many people. Okay, I would like to thank the Student Life and Leadership. I would like to give a big shout out to Angela and Veronica. I would like to thank the library. I'd like to thank the administrator and colleagues. And very importantly, I would like to thank the Center of Teaching, Learning, and Innovation, because we received a grant from them, the institutional grant from them early this year. And I promised Paula Robertson that I'm going to share my experience of this. Next slide, please. Because we are running out of time, I just want to do it very fast. So what we did was we submitted a proposal. This is our team. I'm the PI, and our team consists of Professor Kasem, Dr. Pernice, and Dean Yearwood. After we have the proposal and granted the money, next please, we start recruiting students. So we have the students to fill up the form and write an essay. So make sure that we know what their interest is, and we try to assign them projects. Next, please. After they work on their projects, if they have good results, then we submit an abstract so we can attend the conference. Next, please. And after the conference, then yes, we receive a certificate that we attended the conference, and we get reimbursement. So that's how the process goes, going fast. So this work is really good. So with the pace that we are going, I think we can publish this work probably June next year. All right, that's all I have. Thank you very much. Continue to enjoy your food.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Lee. And thank you for all the wonderful work that you're doing. And speaking of CTLI, Dr. Robertson, a few words from you. Thank you.
So in the interest of time, I'm going to keep it shorter. So anyway, I'm going to get started. Hopefully I'll go in order. So welcome back. To begin with, one of our hallmark projects is AQ, the Association of College and University Educators course. Last year, we had 19 completers who received a nationally recognized certificate in teaching and higher education. This year, we expect to increase that number to 25 or 26 completers that are well on track. So, next slide, please. Our mission statement is to enhance teaching effectiveness, thereby improving the student learning experience. So everything we do is also focused on the teacher, but we also focused on the student rather, through the faculty member. So we have to edify and enhance and make sure they have enriching experiences as well. Next slide. So how we got started, the Center for Teaching and Learning, I believe it was on Dr. Reba's first day, and I asked him if he wanted to start something. Did he want to build something? That was the words. And he's like, okay, I'll listen to you. And we got started on road trips. So we visited Raritan Valley Community College, Middlesex Community College, who are our sister institutions. And you'll see that we also visited Columbia University, who is our aspirational institution. By way, they have 40 member staff on their Center for Teaching and Learning, and that's what I aspire to. We aspire to. Next slide, please. So when we had one of our first meetings, we formulated with a mission statement. The faculty crafted the direction. I met with a couple of people. I shared their information, and ultimately it was the faculty who decided on the wording, and that's what I went with. Then we received we get reviews, input from divisions. We have faculty member on our advisory board. They share information with and bring information back to our monthly advisory board meetings. Next slide. So we have 10 people on our advisory board right now. We had an adjunct who was Rafi. He's TFT now. So we have another new adjunct on board. We review grant applications such as Clive's. And I'm proud to let you know the Center for Teaching and Learning has selected Slide as their Center for Teaching and Learning Scholar with his scholarly work. He did an awesome job and he was very patient. Awesome. So we always are looking for your suggestions. I think what I'm going to do is have an anonymous suggestion box outside the door for those of you who don't get a chance to speak to that faculty member who represents your area. Next slide. Our internal partners, of course, are PAC Day. We're going to do some very exciting work with them this year. The Office of Faculty and Staff Development, as you know, was directed by Lisa Williams. Achieving the Dream Team, more specifically, we're working with Goal 4, Student Success, which is the newest goal. And the College Life Committee we work with all year, and the All College Council. Next slide, please. So we do have external partners, and I'm very grateful for our internal and external partners because they bring a different level of insight that we may not see. So we are actually partnering with Rutgers University, New Brunswick, their CTL directors, the Bayard Rustin Center for Social Justice, their outreach coordinator, Columbia University, their director and their assistant director, and they're very insightful and very helpful. So they're grooming us. We are also partnering with State County Community College, their director of their CTL, the president of the Diversity Action Alliance based in New York, Raritan Valley Community College, and the last one is Middlesex County College. So these people we visited on our road trip when we first started, and they are still here supporting us and helping us in our fledgling years, helping us to mature and grow. Next slide, please. Our educational in-services, we've had Temple University, with Dr. Valerie Dudley, who gave DEI pedagogical strategies, if you remember, on the last college service day. And also Carol Watchler from the Bayard Rustin Center for Social Justice came and gave 2 workshops for us. And those were very insightful and very helpful. Next slide. So as I said, we are partnering with the Association of College and University Educators. I won't show this YouTube, but it's just telling you about AQ in a very short film. Next January, we hope to offer, we're looking forward to exploring micro-credentials. The session will not be year-long. There will be 3 separate and distinct 8-module courses. So the end is closer. It's easier to see. So hopefully that will raise our participation. And still, these micro-credentials are nationally certified. Next slide, please. So we have adjunct professional development, which begins October 2nd. As you know, most of you have been a part of this. It will continue this fall. There's talk about expanding those courses, and we'll consider that in the future. But if you're an adjunct and you're in here, you are welcome to be a part of that. Next slide. So we do have our Ctl Grant, which we're considering offering again next spring, as we did last spring, where Clive came on board. And after the discussion with the advisory board, we'll make a determination for our January offering again. So if you're partnering, if you have a partner in another discipline that you would like to work with, there are 4 criteria: DEI, assessment, technology integration, and there's one more, I believe is you have to include the student. I'm not very sure, but the application will share that with you. You also, there's certain criteria which gives the grant a standard, so to say. We don't want to cut corners simply because it's at Hudson. So we want to uphold our good standards, which keeps Hudson on the map. And we'll be offering that again in January. Next slide. So this year, our professional development calendar is out. We have 12 or 13 professional development offerings by you, for you. And we're going to continue that next spring. Next spring, I hope each of you will consider getting involved or partnering with someone as a team. 2 things that are going to happen next spring in terms of professional development. We are going to do a DEI spring conference, and it won't be extremely limited to DEI in terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We want to hear your personal stories of immigration or coming to this country and how you made it. We are also going to reach out and continue the conversation on race matters. That's what the DEI workshop is about this spring. This summer, we did a book talk by Ibram X. Kendi, as Dr. Chris Reber shared. Continuing the conversation on race matters was stamped from the beginning. This year, we hope to give a survey so you can make book suggestions, and by survey, we'll select a book. That will be different this year. In February, the Center for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation is partnering with the COL and also with IT to offer a technology integration week in the 3rd week of February. So if you have technology that you integrate into your classroom, into the curriculum, please share it with us and share your results, your findings, and also each one can teach one how you use it. So we want to upgrade in that respect, and we're working together, and it's a project that we're all very excited about. Next slide. So we did talk about the book discussions. Next slide. And our spring professional development. So that's the DEI workshops. We're going to send out, look for the all call for proposals. That's going to go pretty quickly, so keep that in mind. Next slide. So we also support Toastmasters. Sharon, Lalisa, and I, and anybody else in here Toastmaster at HCCC? We're all members of Knight. It's a member of Toastmasters. It's so much fun. It's very rewarding. It offers you professional growth, public speaking. Are you a stand-up comedian in the shower? Toastmasters is for you. Do you offer toast at wedding? Toastmasters is for you. And of course, you all speak in front of students, so Toastmaster is for you. Please come join us. Look for that information shortly on the portal. Next slide. So the office that I occupy for the Center for Teaching and Learning has relocated to the foundational level, and the library, the very first level built. So it's the lowest level in L026. Please come join us. Hopefully, whenever we get it, it's under construction right now, and when we get it all together, hopefully it'll be an open house. Thank you, and I believe that's all that I have. Have a great day.
All right. Well, thank you, Paula, for all that information. And Anna Kopitsky is going to tell us a few things here this morning. Should I say afternoon?
30 seconds, I promise. So first of all, I'm Anna Kopitsky, Vice President for Human Resources. This is how I look in a mask. I know we're all used to seeing each other in tiles, and then we don't recognize each other in a mask. I really want to just take a quick note to say that I'm really thrilled and excited to see everyone back and how we've organized this day with North Hudson, with people still working remotely in their offices. This is an adjustment for all of us. I'm sure that we can learn from everything that we do here, but I am excited to see faces. I'm excited to see people excited to see each other after so many long months. And I just want to give a quick shout out to all our new hires, recently hires. I will not, unfortunately, go through the names, but I encourage you, if you never met me before, if you recently started or just started, please feel free to stop by, say hi, introduce yourself. I am pretty nice to new people, especially, so I welcome you to tell me a little bit more about yourself. And now I believe we will move on to our next program and our special guest speaker. Thank you.